What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back for another review of the Impact ATL. This is Season 3, Episode 5, and the episode is titled DJ Spins Drama Begins. Let's go ahead and get right to this review. So we start this episode off with Tori and Ari. They're shopping at this little sunglass store, and Ari is basically telling her about how, she's trying to get this family compound off the ground. Now, what money will she be using for this compound? Oh yeah, it's going to be the money from Remedy, her makeup line. Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't know anybody who uses her makeup line. I don't know of anyone who's even heard of it. Are y'all using it? Somebody let me know in the comments. Is anybody actually using her products? But nonetheless, she swears that that's what's going to lead her to get into this compound. Good for her. So, in the confessional, she also mentions how she needs to figure out where her son will be. So, I'm going to assume that this show was filmed during the summer. So, that way, her son was able to spend time with his cousins, yet, when the school year starts, she got to figure out if he's going to be in Miami or if he's going to be in Atlanta. Now, here's the thing. I understand that your son is missing his cousins, but at the end of the day, girl, you moved to a new city. Like, it's okay. He just has to adjust. Like, I know that we live in a time where, oh my gosh, I have to think about the kids and the decisions that I'm making. Yes, you absolutely do have to think of them and their well-being, but it's okay if your son has to get used to new people because he can't be stuck in a bubble. However, I've realized Ari clearly has lived in a bubble. Because the way her family is operating to where they always have to hover and move around with each other, that's a little weird. Now, moving on from that, both ladies, they talk about the fact that they have men who are on tour, okay? Both of their fiancés or boyfriends, whatever, they're on tour right now, and they don't know what to do with their time, clearly. Ari don't know what to do with herself, and neither does Tori. Moving on from that, we actually see Keisha show up, okay? Here is my thing with Keisha. I just crack up because the only thing Keisha got to talk about is her little pop-up shop. Now, before they get to the pop-up shop though, Tori talks about how she wants to throw a pool party so that way she can showcase her DJ skills and be able to get this job at a residency for a hotel, I believe. Now, I will say that I do like seeing Tori, really go for what she wants. Because, honestly, on this show, I feel like we don't really get to see much of Tori. So, it's good to finally see, what she got going on. Her DJ, her wanting to get out there. I feel like we don't see enough of what her and Gloss have going on. Versus us having to deal with Tucson shenanigans or a lot of Ari, where we could really be showcasing some other people on this cast. Now, moving on from that, they were talking about Keisha and this pop-up, right? Her and this pop-up shop that she wants to do with her boyfriend. What's his name? Coca Vanga or something like that. And here's the thing. Within this scene, y'all, as they were talking, I'm just like, yo, these girls are really here to film a scene. It is so clear that they don't rock with each other. They're not friends. And they're not even giving a vibe that they're trying to get to know each other. It's just kind of like, we got to film this scene. Let's just talk about the main topics and move on. It's a very weird dynamic. But moving on from that, we see Daybella. It's her assistant with her. We also see Keisha and her man. I'm just going to say this. Daybella is better than me. Okay? Because they get to this store. And Daybella starts off by saying, it may not look like much on the outside, but wait till we see what it looks like on the inside. So we get to the inside of the store. It actually looks really, really nice. Okay? I don't know whose store it is, but it looks nice. And it does look very, feminine. It has flowers and all these things around. But it's probably because it's a women's store. So I was kind of annoyed that Keisha's boyfriend is like, oh yeah, I don't really see this working out for my men's line. Well, sir, we can, make some adjustments. Like, it's not even like Daybella had decorated or anything. She was just showing them the location to be like, hey, this is a space that we can use. You know, we can change the decorations. We can do this, that, and another. But here's also the problem with Keisha. Y'all, Keisha annoys me because she's over here, you know, because we have our brands, and when we do our brands, you know, we want people to really see our brands because we've been doing this for years, and, you know, because my brand is this, his brand is that, our brand. Girl, we get it, okay? We get it. Y'all have y'all clothing lines, and you want to showcase them on the show. But here's my problem. You have no vision, and you have no direction for this pop-up shop. You don't have a theme. You don't have colors that you will utilize. Like, I'm sorry. Daybella is probably going to work a miracle when it comes to this situation. And shout out to her for being able to do that. But I would have been like, Keisha, you going to have to give me something. Even when it comes to, oh, who's going to be on the guest list? Oh, you know, I invited everybody. Can we get a number of how many people you want there? Anytime Daybella asks, oh, what would you like? You know, what styles would you like for the room to look like? Any question about what they want this pop-up shop to look like, they say, oh, it just got to be a vibe. What does that mean? I don't know. It's just very frustrating to watch Daybella try to do the best of her ability with this job, and Keisha ain't giving her nothing. It's really annoying. So after a while, oh boy, he leaves with the baby or whatever, and they start talking about Tucson, right? So the ladies are talking about the fact that Tucson was going off on Tori for no reason, and I absolutely agree. Like, Tori did not deserve for him to be spazzing out, talking about she talked too much, when that girl barely say a word. And basically, you know, they're hoping that for Keisha's event and for Keisha's sake, nothing pops off. We'll see. We'll see about that. Now, moving on to Tucson. He is at home. He's cooking for his man, Mike. And basically, Tucson, he has to tell Mike about this baby idea that he has. When Mike hears about it, he actually feels like it's too soon. Because, I'm telling y'all, when Michael started to explain himself, I completely understood. First of all, he's 21 years old. 21 years old. I don't know how old Tucson is, but he got to be at least 30. Okay? So, this man is 21 years old, and you're telling him that you want to have a baby? His life just getting started, okay? He's just now getting to actually be an adult, like, for real. So, Michael basically tells him, like, listen, why do you even want to have a baby right now? Like, where's this coming from? I was annoyed with Tucson because his response as to why he wants a baby, oh, it was all wrong for me. All wrong. First of all, he called the baby a little MFer. I said, why are you calling the baby a little motherfucker? Like, what? Who does that? Then on top of that, he goes on to list how this child will appreciate him, love him, support him, not run off on him. Sir, do you want a child or do you want a partner? Because the things that you're describing is giving a partner. Number one. Number two, I want people to realize that all because you have a baby, that does not mean that that child is going to love you, appreciate you, respect you, any of those things. Okay? Baby, this is how some parents' heart get broken because they thought that their kids were going to be this, that, another towards them, and that ain't what happened. That's not the kids you got, okay? But you know what? We gonna let Tucson be Tucson. Next thing you know, though, Mike basically tells him, well, you know, if you go through having this baby, I won't be around. And Tucson was like, okay, well, whatever. I'm like, Tucson, don't try to brush that off because you know you would feel some type of way if Mike left you because you decided to go through with having his baby. Like, be so for real. Like, I actually feel like Mike has a point. Like, dude, first of all, we haven't even been together that long for you to just spring this on me. Then you know I'm hella young. Who said I wants to be a dad right now? Like, be for real. Alright, so then we move on to Tori's party, right? Now, Tori party may be a bust because it starts to rain, right? Now, my question is, why did Tori change her outfit? Like, she had on this cute little outfit, and then she ended up changing into like some black shorts and a tank top. I'm like, girl, it was just raining. Like, I know the sun came out, but be so for real. Next thing everybody starts piling into the party. It looks like it's a good time. She's DJing. The guy Jason, who's from the hotels, he shows up or whatever. So he can actually see that this girl can work a room. She plays good music. She can absolutely be the DJ for the residency, right? Cool. He ends up telling her, like, oh yeah, I think that you would be great. All these compliments. Now, in the actual scene, he did not say that she got the residency for sure, but in her confessional, she said that she got the residency. So shout out to Tori. So here's the thing though. So Julian shows up, right? And he was like, oh yeah, my girl Tori this. Tori's my bitch. Blah, blah, blah. I want to get to know her on a deeper level. Sir, what? You're weird. Because you dissed that girl for no reason and now you want to act like y'all besties? It's giving weirdo. So then, I think somebody had asked, like, oh, where are the other girls? Where's Gloss at? And then we go over to see where Gloss actually was. Baby, Gloss could not make it to the party, okay? She is missing in action because she has to raise her kids. Now, I will say this. I really want Gloss to make it. I feel like she deserves it. I do like seeing her be a mom with her 2 boys. I don't mind seeing scenes like that because it's real life versus a lot of the pretend scenes that we have on this show. I don't want to go too far into that, but I definitely feel like there's some things that aren't exactly real. She goes on to talk about how when she came to Atlanta, it was just her and her kids. So she doesn't exactly have the full support like she would in Memphis. However, she doesn't want to go back to Memphis. She wants to make it, in the music industry. And I completely understand that. So hopefully we do get to see more of Gloss on this show. I just feel like she's not around everybody enough. But we'll see what happens. Moving on from that, we actually see the group, they start talking about kids and who wants to have another baby and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, who cares? Let's move on to the ultimate hater, Julian. Him and Keisha get on my nerves because now they're trying to question Daybella on why she didn't go to Carlay's little video shoot. Excuse me? Y'all don't even like Carlay like that. Y'all not tight like glue. Why are you questioning Daybella? Maybe those 2 women already had a conversation about why she wasn't available. Like, it's so weird that they're trying to be all up in the mix. So, what's her name? Daybella was saying how, she was with her son, life was lifing. Now, what I got from that and how I interpreted that was there could have been something going on with her son, whether he had an episode or, something was going on at home. So she decided to focus on her child at that time. And I'm pretty sure, she probably had a conversation with Carlay and everything was good. However, here comes Dumb and Dumber and they're just trying to get in the mix. It's so weird. So then Carlay, she shows up or whatever. And Julian is like, oh my gosh, we were just talking about you. She's like, you were talking about me for what? So he's trying to explain how, because, Daybella didn't show up to support you and all of this stuff. And it's just like, Julian, you are so thirsty to, number 1, get camera time. Number 2, be messy. Number 3, stir the pot where you don't even have the spoon. You're just stirring with your hands at this point. Just messy. It's ridiculous. And what's crazy to me is that Carlay ain't even tripping off of none of this, okay? She ain't tripping off of this. She's like, it's fine. But here goes Julia. Well, I have a problem with that. Sir, why are you trying to take this on as your own beef? That doesn't make sense. Because you don't even like Carlay like that. You don't like Daybella like that. I'm not understanding why you're trying to involve yourself in something that's not even an issue. Like, dude, talking about something, that's your best friend. She was supposed to be there. Dude, please stop it. Like, nobody asked you to get involved. We don't need it. Like, I just don't understand why this man, he keeps trying to make a moment happen for himself. So it even gets to the point where the conversations just get kind of weird because you have Daybella and Carly. They feel like there is no issue. However, Julian still wants to keep the conversation going. Baby, there's nothing to keep going. Let it go. So then at one point he's trying to get an apology from Daybella. I'm like, for what? What is she supposed to be apologizing for, sir? Then y'all, the situation got even stranger when Lightsky and Keisha come through. And next thing you know, her and Julian are going back and forth. And I'm like, wait, what is going on? Like, I rewatched that a few times and I still don't understand how those two got into it. I don't know if she was coming over there to try to tell him to let it go and he wasn't trying to. I don't know. It was very strange, but she got pissed off. She's walking off, cursing, talking about how she got money to be made and all these things. I'm like, what is happening? So we actually see Carly, Daybella, and Ari standing together. And, Carly's trying to explain to Ari what happened. And she's like, he's making things a bigger deal than what it ever has to be because he's upset that Daybella didn't show up to my visualizer. Like, it sounds crazy, especially considering Julian don't even like these girls. So at this point, Ari clearly feels like Julian is messy. Alright, so we actually have a little bit of clarity. So we still hear Keisha going off on Julian, right? And after he said to the group when they were originally standing there, everybody's giving weird, she called an attitude and was like, who's giving weird? Because I'm not weird. Don't try to play with me like that. And spazzed off. I'm sorry, but Keisha, it wasn't that deep. And Julian, it was giving weird because you made it weird. Let's start there. Now, moving on, we see Tucson. He meets up with his friend Crystal, and he has to let her know that at this point, he is going to put the baby idea on pause because basically, he doesn't want to lose Mike, okay? Which makes sense because, sir, like I said earlier, that dude is young. He just now, experiencing life for real. He don't want no baby. And Tucson, I still don't even think you're ready for a child. But we're going to go ahead and move on. Alright, so it's the day of Keisha's event, right? And her and Julian still ain't talking. They still upset with each other. And he's there, at the event. We do see him talking to Daybella, as she's getting everything done for the party. And what got me was the fact that he did not know that A Step and Repeat was the name of, the backdrop where people take photos. I'm like, sir, you swear you've been in this business and all of this stuff, but you don't know what A Step and Repeat is? That's weird. So when it comes to Daybella, she basically feel like, she got paid to do this event, and after this event is, all set up, she's ready to go. And I don't blame her because at this point, she can't trust Julian or Keisha. Alright, so we get this conversation between Julian and Coca, right? And Coca is explaining that basically, Keisha feels some type of way about Julian and the way he handled himself at the party. And also on top of that, she feel like, how dare you come for me, nor are we supposed to be on the same team? So Coca basically explains to Julian that he has to fix the issue, okay? No matter what, it's Julian's job to fix the issue that he got with Keisha. Alright, cool. So the pop-up is going up, okay? There's a line, there's people actually trying to buy merchandise, and it looked like they had a good turnout. However, there is one person that's missing, y'all. Oh, and who's that person? Tucson. Tucson is not there. Now, his booth is already set up, but he ain't there yet. So I'm just kind of confused because I'm like, yo, so is anybody going to call him? Has anybody checked in with him? What's going on? Because that's kind of crazy. So next thing you know, we change scenes. We go over to see Gloss, right? Now she's with her kids, and this time her mom shows up because her mom said that she's going to take the kids back with her to Memphis, and she's going to watch the kids for like a week because Gloss has a bunch of shows lined up, right? Now Gloss, she feels like her mom should support her more than what she already does, okay? She feels like if her mom would have supported her and helped her a long time ago, then she will be way further in her career. Here's my thing. In what way do you want your mother to support you? Because it's given you just want her to be your babysitter while you go out and live your life. That's the vibe that I'm getting because her mama don't work in the music industry. Her mom don't have no ties to the music industry. So how exactly can she help you? Right, by watching your kids. Here's the thing. And they have this conversation about how grandmas ain't grandmas no more. I have a lot of feelings about that, but I also understand that current grandmas are not the grandmas of the past. First of all, if we want to go back to what our grandmas were doing back in the past, a lot of them had husbands that took care of them and they weren't working. So that way they had time to watch other people's kids. They had time to watch their grandkids. A lot of the current grandparents are working, okay? They're working 9 to 5s just like their own kids are. So no, they don't really have time to be your permanent babysitter. Also, let's not forget, because Gloss was like, yeah, I used to always go to my grandparents' house. Here's my thing. The same way your mama dropped you off, you think she got time to watch her grandkids? No. Because if we want to be honest, it sounds like your mama didn't have time to watch you. Now, at one point in the conversation, Gloss talks about how, her children's fathers, they're nowhere to be found and how they're just basically deadbeats. And my whole thing is, your mother cannot take the place of these fathers, okay? Like, it's given you want your mom to step up in the place of your baby daddies, but no offense, but she really don't owe you that. She don't. She already raised you. And if you have siblings, raise them as well. Gloss, you need to go to the court system and at least get financial support from these men. And also, maybe you can have a conversation with your baby daddies to see if they can, work out some visitation or something. But it ain't your mama's fault that you chose bad baby daddies. That's not on her. I'm sorry. Now, I will say, I do think that her mother can absolutely reach out to the kids and have conversations with them because, they are pretty long distance from Atlanta to Memphis. Like, I completely understand her wanting her mom to, reach out to the kids and, check in on them because they're so young. They're not about to be calling their grandmother like that. That I understand. But as far as all the rest of it, I'm sorry, Gloss. You just got dealt a bad hand with some terrible baby daddies, and you got to figure it out. Maybe you need to get a babysitter, or a nanny. You got to figure that out, baby girl. We go back to the party, right? Tori, she shows up, she DJing or whatever. Like I said, people are showing up. The event gets to be popping. And Tucson, he's still ain't there. It's like, dude, where are you at? Like, we saw her, Keisha complain about him not being there, but I'm just like, okay, well, maybe you should call him and see if everything's okay. Nope, she didn't need to call him because Tucson finally shows up, baby. He finally shows up, and he loud, he hyped, or whatever, and when it finally came time to him selling some product, his little chip thing wasn't working, so he couldn't even take payments. I said, goodbye, Tucson. Baby, Tucson gonna waste some time if he don't do nothing. But y'all, that was the episode. Let me go ahead and start watching this next episode so I can give y'all the other review for episode 6. Let me know what y'all thought about this one, though. Like, how do y'all feel about Daybella and this whole Julian situation? Like, let me know what y'all thoughts are on this show. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.